Good morning, good morning. Another big down day. Another opportunity to be smart, make good decisions, keep risk in check. I think I just did it again. Okay, so I'm having issues muting and unmuting my mic here. Anyway, what I was saying was all these levels, I think all these levels are very old levels. I think some of them are even from, some of these in here might even be from 2023. So Friday I requested another 1,000 from a couple more accounts at Apex. I won't be trading those. But I have 16 accounts total now, so I'll be trading 14 today. So I just keep trying to pass more accounts, just slowly accumulate. Just getting rid of all these old levels. If you look at it, it looks like they were still valid. I mean, look how many little pivot points that bounced around these old levels. That was the low right there. That was an old level. Hit that. That was the absolute low right there. Hit it a couple times. So market does have memory, but I don't even know what they are at this point. So I'm going to take them off. This is the third day in a row that we've had an RTH gap. And these are huge, significant gaps too. Test. I don't know what to do with this mic issue. think Trump's supposed to come on around 12:30 Eastern. So that's going to be something the market's going to be waiting for. Still no bid, just straight down. It's like 60 points down since we opened. Yeah, wouldn't be that surprising. Still haven't taken a trade. I'm still not doing anything. So I see something very clear. Just managing risk here. Just managing risk. EU's trade chief says we have offered the US 0 for 0 tariffs for cars and all industrial goods. still not seeing any opportunity for myself here in this market. It's I just don't really. I don't even feel. I don't feel the need to put on a trade yet. When I feel the need, I'll put one on, but it's just so whippy. I mean, I just don't. I don't have any ideas right here. All right, my interest is peaked here for a little bit of a bounce. We'll see. All right, I'm in here, yes, at 50. And I'm out at 40, stopped out. Probably gonna give it another go here. Minute 51. And I'm out at 61. So break even on the day on that first stop out, and then made it back with 10 points. Interesting to see if bulls can get something going here. All right, I'm in here again. And I'm out for the scalp. I have about 50 on the day now. Quick little scalp. And that was an excellent exit. But you can tell the pace of trade kind of sped up there on this bounce. It feels like the bulls are trying here for sure. See if we can get above. I mean, this probably gonna find resistance right around 5,000 here. Yes, I mean we're right around that area that I would expect for a little trend line right here in NQ. Gonna have to see how this one reacts right here. I just took some more scalps there. Up around 140, 150 per account now. That was a nice little bounce. It just looked like bulls had some real momentum here. Looks like the on Nasdaq, it's targeting the overnight high. It's probably gonna hit it here right about now. So I got out of there maybe a little bit early, but I saw like a quick push, and I just like to take those pretty quickly. ES overnight high is still right here, so see if you can test it in that gap. All right, overnight high here in Nasdaq. Okay, big rips. Yeah. Bulls are stepping in big time, so I don't know if what's coming out. I don't know. Something seems to have changed as far as feels newsy. Feels like there's some bullish rhetoric going on. I'm not really seeing any headlines besides just the EU trade chief stuff. But took some more scalps there. So far so good. Up pretty good on the day. It's I'm up around between 200 and 250, depending on the account, because how much lag it seems with this trade copier. Not bad. Those are some good exits there. Here, let me pull up this. Just taking those trades, bullish little scalps. Nearly top tick. That's pretty good exit on ES and NQ. Both those are pretty good exits. So NQ stat, overnight stat filled. Still have the gap though. And ES still has the overnight high above, like 50 points higher though. These are on 1 micro too. I mean, that's the key thing to note is once again, you don't need really much size at all. And I mean, I'm just taking these little scalps. If I had just held them, it certainly would have been a lot more than 200, 240 per account. All right, mark my try again here. Definitely, if you just can tell how quick these moves are, that's I don't know, kind of a I don't know if I want to call it an intangible, but kind of hard to measure. For me, besides just seeing it happen in real time, how quick these moves are. But when you see, it just feels like the pace so high. There's a lot of like it seems like a frenzy to the upside at the moment. There's something to be said about that. All right, so next up for NQ is obviously this RTH gap. That's rip. Gap filled and in Q. Something's happening. Something's happening here for sure. Gap filled in ES. Look at that. That's huge. We're getting some news here. I'm not seeing what it is, but you can hear my fans. That's the crazy part. You can just hear my fans just going nuts. I mean, look at that. That is massive. Yeah, my system can't even keep up now. I don't even know from what I'm seeing on the chart. We're at 5142. Yeah, look at that. I think it's behind right here. Something like, yeah, my theory doesn't even seem like it can keep up. Seen on Thinkorswim we went as high as 51.47. That was like a 100-point move. Well, no, excuse me. It was like a 50. So there's talk of a 90-day pause in the tariffs. That's what I've seen someone say. Unsubstantiated rumor, but ES is up 100 points after being down. That is nuts. That's a crazy move. That is insane. Not doing anything here at the moment. Still up like 250, 260, 300 in some accounts. That's indicative of how much lag there is, and how fast this market is moving. That my trade copier can't keep up. That last bar in ES, 5-minute bar, was 230 points. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen a 230 point 5 minute bar on ES. That is insane. Let's see what that NASDAQ one was. NASDAQ, oh my, it was like an 800, low 17,250, high 18,122. That's like a 900, just under 900 point bar. That is nuts. Do not, I mean, this is, yeah, if I can't trade this. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Let me pull up my charts. Look at that. Took a little scalp here. I thought I did pretty well. That was like, I don't know, like 15 points or something. This is nuts. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Here's the real news. Asset. Trump is mulling a 90-day pause on tariffs aside from China. Oh yeah. But I can't. I want to be in this, but it's too big. It's too big. I cannot manage risk right here. Not like this. Not with these type of moves. Not in these accounts. So as bad as it sucks and how much, that I'd love to be in that. I'd love to have held on to that. If I'd held on to that, it's different. If I'm like already in it, but I can't get in these. These moves are just like, it's too big. I mean, look at this. Just the pullback. The pullback is like 40 points. That's a pullback. This is just a pullback right here is what it looks like. But that's 40, 50 points now in ES. You can't, how are you supposed to trade? How are you supposed to get in there? This has to settle down before I can do anything else. And maybe I don't do anything else. I mean, it's a good day right now. Here, I'll pull up my P&Ls here. Yeah, so it's a good day. But what do I mean, look at this. Look, now we're down. That's like 90 points. Now we're dropped 90 points from that on ES. This is a NASDAQ that's like 400 points. You can't. How are you gonna trade that? People just blew their accounts. How many little prop traders just blew their accounts trying to trade that? So many. Maybe some made a bunch of money, but like that's the thing. There's most of these places have consistency rules too. So you made a bunch of money. Now you got to make way more money. Cash out. So I think a lot of people just blew up their prop accounts right there. Just right there. Probably bought right now the high. Probably had like one mini on, something way too big, and blew up. I'm sure they did. They probably were trying that with NASDAQ and blew up way long ago. This is can't really trade this. Not in prop. I don't know how you trade your own money either, unless you were already in this move. You had to have already been in this move, which we can look back at the chart and see there were rumblings, because I was getting long. I was getting long right around here and right around here, you know, like it was bouncing. It made a little try lower and it bounced. And then, you know, I was looking for overnight high maybe, and here as well, but I wasn't expecting that. But I did know the news could do something like that. We're so bearish. I mean, it's like, what other bad news could come out to bring us down? It was either like, you know, probably we get more grind lower, or yeah, the risk was to the upside for headlines. Headline risk is to the upside for sure. I wasn't obviously like, who's expecting that? So let's see. I was looking for this 50-40 and we went 240 points higher than that in ES. That is insane. That is absolutely nuts. NQ, yeah. 270. Then we started to fill this gap, 440. I was like, oh, that's a giant move. Look at that. And then it went almost 1,000 points higher than that. That is crazy. You can't trade this. Don't try to trade this if you're trading prop. If you're trading your own accounts, do whatever you want, I guess. But I know like a lot of these brokers have like increased their margin rates, or their margin requirements, excuse me. Rightfully so. I don't blame them. I think like to trade like one mini like amp, it's like you have to put up like 20,000, which yeah, I think that's justified. Look at this. This is exactly why it's justified. Wow. We were up like 2% or something like that at these highs on ES, at least. I don't know what it was NASDAQ. Look, we went above yesterday's RTH high in NASDAQ. I didn't even realize that. That's huge. That is nuts. I don't know how you trade it though, because look, here we are. Now we're down. Now we dropped 200 points in ES, and we dropped like 600-700 points in NQ. How do you trade that? Please, somebody tell me. You trade it by not trading it. If you didn't catch that initial pop and you did not, and you weren't just raising your stops or something, I don't even know how you do that. It was like this speed was just insane. I don't know how you trade this. So having said that, I think I'm done. I've got to be done. Like, how I can't trade this. Like, this is ridiculous. So I'm very happy to get out of here with a win. Nice wins. And say that I've survived this day. I mean, because there's like, what if I put on a trade anywhere in here? I'm just like risking all of these accounts. Like you can't put a stop in. You can't put a reasonable stop in. Like, who knows even if you like where you're even going to get filled. Like, this thing is just like, these platforms can't even keep up. Look, we're all the way back down now. That is nuts. That is crazy. That's crazy. So I'm up like 250 to 320. 320 in the highest count. 320, 317, and then 250 down here. That's 14 total accounts. I'm done. I can't trade this for sure. So So I am gonna end the stream. I don't think anybody even came in here, so it's just me talking to myself. That's fine. Another good day though. And we'll come back tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, you never know where we're gonna be at tomorrow. Where are we gonna be at tomorrow? I have no clue. No clue. But we're gonna do our best to trade it. All right. See ya.